Darkworks. Resident Evil. Wait, this isn't a Resident Evil game. This is Alone in the Dark, The New Nightmare. How is audio? Can that intro music is a choice? Yeah, it is. So this is Alone in the Dark, The New Nightmare, a 2001 joint that Infogrames put out. A fine Infogrames product. And it oh, it's supposed to, okay.
Gloucester, Massachusetts, October 30th, 2001, 2100 hours.
Let's find out what the answer sounds like, shall we? A lot louder than you? Okay. Turn it down.
Condi, this is Fisk. I hope you had a safe trip. Now, I can already hear you ranting, but I've taken on a new case. I know, I promised I'd quit. But I was contacted by a man named Johnson to go to Shadow Island and investigate Obed Morton and the Apcanis writing tablets. Does that ring any bells? Now you understand why I couldn't say no and had to leave right away. I'm going tomorrow. I left some notes on the office desk. See you soon, Condi. Oh, I nearly forgot. If you want to contact Johnson, he's at 555-1495.
Boston Police Department. Name Fisk. First name Charles. Date of birth February 17th, 1944. Presumed date of death October 24th, 2001.
Christian Slater?
Somewhere in the United States, October 31st, 2001, 1800 hours, 43 minutes.
So?
They'll be on Shadow Island in about an hour.
Carnby's a loose cannon, but we had no real choice. And the professor?
Professor Eileen Sedrak is convinced that Obed Morton is her... We had no trouble persuading her.
I must have those tablets and their translation. Is that clear, Johnson?
Perfectly, sir.
Daddy?
Miss Sedrak? Aline? Wake up.
What? Oh, sorry. Excuse me.
Here. You'll probably need this.
Are you getting an
Do you have
ad?
your radio?
Yes, I have it.
Aline. When we get to the island, for
Oh,
your safety,
okay,
you better stay
so-
close to me.
My safety? Is there any danger? I was hired to authenticate the translation of the Apcanis stones. I will be working with Professor Morton.
My best friend died because of those tablets. He was killed on Shadow Island. And I swear I'm gonna find whoever did it.
I'm very sorry. Listen, I know Professor Morton's reputation. He's a scientist,
Diego
a great
Gusto.
researcher.
Well, to me, he's just another suspect.
So I
Getting
actually
close. Shadow Island.
I changed my settings on Twitch so that
What was that?
The controls are dead.
whoa!
What's that on? We have to jump.
Okay, so yeah, I changed my Twitch ad settings so that now instead of getting your first pre-roll ad early, you get it 5 minutes in or something. But you know, I apologize. So here are 2 playable characters for Alone in the Dark: The New Nightmare. I'm sorry, my Spanish is terrible. It's been a while since I've practiced, so you're going to have to deal with me. So yeah, you get Aileen Cedrak, which is a fake name, and Edward Carnby, who has been changed from a mild-mannered 1920s detective to long-haired video game action man. So he has a double-barreled gun, and she doesn't have a father. the two. What's the trait that? Mr. Carnby, what's the trait that really exemplifies you? I have a gun with 2 barrels. Miss Cedrak, what exemplifies you? I don't have a dad. And together they are alone in the dark. Who should I pick? I mean, I'm saying that having a gun is probably better than not having a dad. But if we're going by Resident Evil rules, then Jill is better than Chris. So we got choices. We got choices.
Alone in the dark.
It literally does the Resident Evil thing. Anyway, here's a fun thing about this game.
Carnby, answer me, please.
Aline, are you okay?
How could I be okay? What was that thing? What the heck's going on here?
At the moment, I've got no idea.
Listen, I want out of here, right now.
Look, don't panic. I'll think of something. Where exactly are you?
On the roof of some kind of manor. I nearly got myself killed. I'm really scared. Please do something.
Barry,
I landed
where's
in some woods
Barry?
about 100 yards from the manor. Can you see me?
See you? How could I? Help me, for Christ's sake. Turn on your flashlight. Okay, I can see you now.
Okay, I see you too. Here's what we'll do. Try and get inside the manor, then find a place to hide. I'll come looking for you.
How long will that take?
I don't know. As little time as I can.
What?
Aline, I'll come for you. And that's a promise.
Hurry.
So, fun fact. This game required very little from me to actually start running correctly. The GOG version of this game runs straight out of the box. Blood. Hope it's not Chris's blood.
Oh my god. No, don't move. Don't move.
Leave me be. I'm gonna die.
I'm afraid your party
Die.
has been
Who
cancelled.
did this to you?
This island is a hellhole. Not men. Filthy beasts. Flee. Get out of here any way you can.
How did you get here?
The boat. Last shipment. He shot everyone.
Look, just try to stay calm. You've got a gun. I'm leading you some bullets. I'll go and find help.
Help. But you'll die like everyone else. Run.
I'll be back.
Excuse me, sir. My gun has 2 bullets, 2 barrels.
God.
Oh no. They got him. This game also has straight up like easily remappable controller support. Okay. Okay. Oh, jeez. Oh.
Gloucester, Massachusetts.
I got darked, alone in the darked, I think.
Alone in the dark.
Speedrun tactics, go!
Carnby,
Aline, are you okay?
how could I be okay?
At the moment, I've got no...
Listen, I want out
Look, don't panic.
on the roof of some...
I landed in some...
See you?
Hey.
Okay. How long will that...
I don't know.
What?
Oh,
Hurry.
Listen, you're gonna mess with me, Eddie Carnby. Ted Carnby. The name's Ted Carnby, Private Eye.
Leave
how did you get here?
the boat.
Look, just try to stay calm.
My gun
You gotta-
has 2 barrels.
I'll be back.
Oh, I need to use this charm of saving to save the game. That's not helpful at all. He invoked the world of darkness as an origin of all the evil that has come to the world since the arrival of modern man. Is there a line on the right side of the screen? That might just be the way the backgrounds are done. Oh, in that book? That's very possible. Tactics, just keep running. Boop, boop. They really did just say, hey, let's make it a Alone in the Dark game that is just Resident Evil. Oh, hey. Oh. Just keep running. Oh, I see. I have to fight this thing, do I? Is there a 180-degree turn? Oh yeah, sure. Triple-barreled shotgun. And it shoots phosphorus, cause light, cause dark, cause alone in the dark.
Oh no!
Ali! Ah! How totally terrifying and somewhat spooky.
Carnby? Carnby, answer me.
Aline, I thought you were dead.
I did too. I'm not cut out for this kind of place. I want this to stop right now.
I understand.
You understand? You understand? You don't understand anything.
You don't understand
I don't
anything.
know what you, Johnson, or Professor Morton want of me, but I'm asking for this nightmare to stop right now.
Aline, get a grip on yourself. Where are you?
In some room. But I can't get to you. One of the doors is locked, and I can crack the other one, but there's some heavy object blocking it. When I think it's Obed Morton who locked me in here, and I wanted to help him.
Don't move. I'll come free you.
Is that the best you can do?
Yes, that's the best I can do.
Fuck off.
Well, okay then. Hurry up.
Leon S. Carnaby. Oh. Hello. A marble bust, quite recent. There's a mechanism at the base of the bust. Oh! I'm just guessing. I don't have the code. Are you sure it's not Obed Morton? So anyway, does this game remind anyone of anything? I don't know. Just when I see this, I'm like, wow, what a mansion. Yes, Fear Effect. Countdown Vampire. Oh. Now I'm gonna end up playing Countdown
Aline, any more news?
I'm here waiting for you. What are you doing?
I can't find the room in which you say you're locked up.
It can't be that tough. I'm upstairs. There's a staircase in the lobby.
Okay, I'll head over there.
All right,
Thanks.
dumb shit.
Hurry up.
Open the door for me, you fucking moron. Okay. I have a gun. It has 2 barrels, and then I found a gun with 3 barrels, and it's very cool. It shoots fire.
Hey, I can hear you. Can you see what's blocking the door?
I think it's just a chest of drawers.
Well, then push it aside.
Please look forward to our Illbleed playthrough.
At last. I want you to tell me what's going on.
You lost
I
your
don't know yet,
jacket.
But I do love your new outfit. Makes you look less, you know...
Yes, I know.
You're a lady with boobs.
Here, I got your stuff.
Thanks. What about my jacket?
Whoever locked you up in here probably thought it matched his hair. Listen, I should never have agreed to let you come along.
I have my own reasons for being here. Were you able to talk with Obed Morton?
No, were you?
I'm not so sure. I have this feeling that there's more than one Obed Morton.
It's way too dangerous. We have to find a safe place for you where you can hide and wait for me.
Listen, Carnby. You know as well as I do that the safest place is at least 2 hours away by plane. I haven't done too bad up till now, and I sure don't intend to spend whatever time I have left doing nothing. I want to know. Just before, I heard this voice above us. There's a trap door. If you help me, I can reach it.
Well, why not stick together?
You and I don't have the same goals. Remember what you told me in the plane. Come on, give me a hand.
What if I were to say no?
You're not the type to say no.
Uh-huh. Okay, is this game gonna be about how we killed all the Native Americans? Was the real Alone in the Dark? Hey. I am 10 years old and Mummy fell off her horse. It might just be the way the window is cropped. Father is afraid of the creatures of darkness. He is a coward. The world of men revolts me with all its triviality. Their preoccupations are so crude. Man is so vain. There's a number written on the back, but I can't do anything with it. It's not the code of the control board in the library. Why are they so afraid of the dark? I will speak their language, pass the world's darkness. Uh-huh. The Lords of Darkness are with me by digging the under... Uh-huh. Oh. Hold it. Puppy's yelling. Be right back. He was just doggy dreaming. Uh-huh. 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 Now I am alone in the room. And it won't let me go back. Which means I have to go... Oh.
Ugulai Hyper Hanes Kona.
I have always wondered about the circle of stones located in the moors. When I would ask Edenshaw about it, he always remained very vague. I now think it's some kind of ritual calendar used to determine various astronomical events. I have started building a planetarium that will be used in conjunction with the Circle of Stones. All this seems linked to the gate, to the opening of the gate, and to the ritual of the 7 statues. Edenshaw was very surprised. It seems he had not thought them related. I therefore talked him into performing the ritual of his ancestors. I know his weakness and how to use it. He wanted to convince me of his powers as a witch doctor. Even he acted out of pride. I recorded him while he spoke the sacred words of his tribe. He was standing before one of the steels, and the direction in which he pronounced the incantation seemed an important part of the ritual. But nothing happened. The time has not yet come, is what he said, justifying himself.
Oh no, it's gonna be like the Native Americans guarded us from this darkness, and now I'm gonna unleash it upon the world. Oh, that's the map button. Okay, there's still apparently a door here? Oh. Now I feel foolish.
I know who you are and what you have come looking for. I was expecting you.
Just stay where you are. Don't move an inch. Who are you?
They call me Edenshaw. I am the guardian of this island.
The Guardian? Guardian of what? And what are all these monsters? What the heck's going on here?
Professor Morton has definitely crossed the threshold.
Look, can't you spell it out? What is this mess?
My weakness is to blame. I let children play with powers way beyond their grasp. But the legends were not wrong. You have come to us. My only hope is that it is not too late.
This is all Greek to me.
It will become clear soon enough. Go to the library. The books withhold many a secret. Also, take this charm. It will prevent you from falling into oblivion with all the others. Go, fulfill your destiny. Save us.
Wait. I didn't come here to fool around. I came to investigate Fisk's death.
I do not know who you are talking about.
Charles Fisk. 50-ish, about 6'1", graying hair.
I still do not know who that is. You see, nobody's come to Shadow Island for months now.
Okay, that's about enough of this. Oh, God.
Oh, is it trying to, like, do a riff on the... on the original Alone in the Dark soundtrack? Uh-huh. Okay, that doesn't help at all. That's just a zombie. You can't fool me, video game. Yeah, you know, old navies. Was that really all that was down? Oh, yay! More bullets. And just a bricked up wall.
Aline?
Right here. How's it going?
I met someone called Edenshaw.
And what'd you find out?
He knows a lot more than he's saying. He says he never saw Fisk, the friend I told you about.
What do you make of that?
One of two things. Either he's telling the truth, and Johnson and his men are total bastards, Or else he's lying, which means he's just one more suspect.
What if Fisk came here, but decided not to show himself? What if he just stayed hidden?
No, that's no good. I know how Fisk operates, and he would have had to ask questions.
But maybe he never had time to.
What do you mean?
The monsters, the creatures.
But Fisk died of a bullet to the heart.
Oh, I see. Or actually, I don't see. I'll go looking for Obed Morton. He has the answers to our questions.
I'm starting to think otherwise.
I'm getting the impression this is not a game where one needs to conserve ammo. Very much. I don't know.
Where are you?
In the attic.
I went through there. I saw that there's some sort of trap door on the floor. You'll see it. When you walk on it, it has a hollow sound. I met Edenshaw, the old Indian. He told me he was the last witch doctor. He says he can do something that will stop all this madness. Do you think we can trust him?
I met him too. He seemed to know a lot more than he said. But I don't think we have much of a choice anyhow.
He needs 7 statues to carry out some sort of ritual.
Well, why doesn't he go looking for them?
Can't we help him?
Sure. What do these statues look like?
I don't really know. They depict some kind of animals, I think.
Oh, well, that narrows it down.
Carnby, I'm sure it's really important.
I know. We'll find his statues for him. But after that, we're going home.
And where is your home?
I don't know yet.
We'll get to that later. Over.
I just...
Aline?
Can we just talk about how this map is, like, bad? And you know that's 100% intentional. I mean, look at these working mirrors. Don't have that in no Resident Evil. Obed Martin. Mm-hmm. Killer organ riff. I am nearing our goal. Let's take place precise tape. Water from a deep source survives the man who thinks he's dead. Blah blah blah. Gee golly, I wonder if I fill the flask with water. Oh! I am now alone in the dark. I just think it's very funny that this is the game that required literally nothing for me to get to run correctly. Like, it supports high resolutions right out of the gate. I only had to put in, like, a command line argument to make it run in windowed mode. Uh-huh. Richard Morton. I have sacrificed human life. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. 10 centuries and not one mention of the World of Darkness. Well, I think World of Darkness was, I think White Wolf first started publishing World of Darkness stuff in, like, the early 90s. I think that's when World of Darkness started, maybe late 80s. Anyway. Uh-huh. 2 triangles. Okay, light, darkness, darkness, light. Oh, this is gonna be some bullshit, isn't it? I'm going to have to solve a puzzle. Disgusting. This stream is 100% play until I get stuck. Just for the record. Alright. What can I use the crowbar to break? Because I'm... Hey. What's up? What? Why are you barking? Come here. Alright. Time for the scariest thing of all, www.gamefacts.com. Boop boo. Oh, right. This came out for PS1 and PS2. So that's fun. Oh boy. Not that walkthrough. That walkthrough is like weirdly... Go back to the door behind it. Go to the room with the scale and the ship inside it. Okay. I found out what I gotta do. I love guides that are not well formatted by raw text. And I love... I mean, listen. These people... These people made these guides literally 20 years ago. Oh, there we go. I see. Yeah, I would have totally... It's just like that photograph. Beep, beep, beep. It seems like you don't take damage if you mash them off fast enough. I got a gilded key. Oh, I gotta get a metallic plate. Gerd Feast. Gerd Feast. Oh, Garden F East? Ground floor east. This is the ground floor. Very cool video game. I got a small gilded key. Uh-huh. That's why you keep calling them Indians, huh? And not Native Americans? I mean, it's quite possible Carnby might be a racist shit. Ground floor west. Oh, the door is sealed up. Is that just code for Carnby doesn't get to go in this room, only the other lady does? Okay. Okay, I was supposed to use the owl mask on, or the wolf mask on that statue of the owl. Cool. Oh, I'm burned through ammo, huh? First floor east. Oh, is this gonna be like one of those European things, like... Because this game was... Oh no, it can follow me upstairs! Fools, I've played too many Resident Evil games to fall for your traps. I know how to dodge a zombie. Think you're any different?
Aline?
Carnby?
Yeah. I just don't understand what part Obed Morton's playing in all this business.
My feeling is that it's his brother who holds all the answers.
His brother?
Alan. Obed's twin brother.
So that's it.
It seems as though Alan Morton is... How can I put it? Diabolic. Yeah, that's the term that fits him best. I found out he killed his own father, Howard, and used him as a subject for his experiments. He's a monster.
Aline, you're holding something back.
I think that Alan Morton, like some sort of Dr. Moreau, genetic manipulation of some kind, but not on animals, on creatures of darkness.
That would explain... Aline, we've got to stop him.
Carnby, I'm way out of my element
when
here.
characters
And I'd be a liar if I told you I've
each
got it
other.
under control. Just keep your chin up.
Ah! That actually got me. Anyway. What? Did that game just say rocket launcher pistol? I'm saying they should make a survival horror game based on the Japanese horror film Hausu. Anyway. Rocket launcher pistol. Like, these aren't bad looking pre-rendered environments. And the way Edward's light kinda there was enough to arm a garrison. Okay, I think this game is actually very intentionally using sound effects from that original Alone in the Dark, which, hey, you know who... Human Shadow Fusion! I mean, of the... Uh-huh. Of the 3 Alone in the Dark games to have come out in this century, this seems like the best one. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I mean, I have work on Saturday morning. Oh. Yep. Okay, I get it. Uh-huh. Deserto. Uh-huh. It is, yeah. Uh-huh. What's the story of years past? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. You got reported for points fraud because someone was upset that Alright, ground floor library. Okay, that's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Carnby?
I'm in the library. It's awesome.
Don't touch anything. It probably contains treasures.
Do you really think I don't know the difference between a pulp novel and an Elsevier edition?
An Elsevier? I'd never have guessed that such a term were part of your vocabulary.
Oh yeah? Well, don't worry.
I know book
I'm
too.
just full of surprises. Over.
This is whatever bullshit puzzle I had to do earlier. Oh, you added the complete credits of the game, and that's... See, that does sound like early Giant Bomb drama. It's like people getting very precious about wiki points. Hey, I remember that Giant Bomb user who for a while was the highest rated wiki point person because they just submitted a lot of saucy fan art of various female characters. Okay. Yeah. Because early on, Giant Bomb's policy for okay, this is just but yeah, you got images were way more valuable than oh, there's some, I gotta gonna make me yes, the site had an anything goes rule. Early days of Giant Bomb were very much like, if you wanna submit some fan art of let's say Zero Suit Samus with big ol' anime titties, you could get some wiki points for that. And then at some point they realized that, oh no. It's gonna make me do thing. Gonna make me look at that 20-page document. Ah, spooky! They realized that actually, if you don't want Google to stop you from showing up, in search results, you gotta get rid of the porn. That's just one of those things that, hey, guess what? Turns out Google not a fan of pornography. So that and of course this is something that ZP can talk about, is the great Giant Bomb wiki purge. You were the one who was chosen as tribute. They said, we need a sacrifice. And they found one. Okay, so I gotta push these books in a specific order that is in one of these fucking documents. And I gotta do some sort of bullshit puzzle involving these combination locks. The last page of the biography. Alright. 3926. I don't know where you get that from. Was it? It was very much like character. It was basically character pages and like adult VNs. Uh-huh. What am I looking for? Video game? One particular user who will remain unnamed. I think I might know who you're talking about, but I'm not going to make any accusations or dredge up weird forum drama. 1692! Oh, yep. Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, yeah. This checks out. Is there anything else that... Is that literally just it? It says 11 over here. Oh.
Carnby,
Yeah, it's me. So, found anything out?
I hoped you had good news.
Yeah, well, no. I spotted a man in the fort that overlooks the island. It might be Obed Morton.
So?
So what? No, I didn't blast him like a sitting duck, even if that's just what he deserves. This entire mess never would have happened if he and all his bent family hadn't been warped by ambition.
Obed Morton has made great progress in his field. Increasing our knowledge of mankind, he's a genius with a passion for his work.
Besides, who is Obed Morton to you? I can't talk about him without you immediately getting all worked up.
I have good reason to believe that Professor Morton...
Is
that
my father.
Obed Morton is... my father.
If that's a joke, it's not funny.
The date coincides, and I was shown a picture.
So that's why you agreed to come to the island.
And also for the Abcanis writing tablets.
Abcanis writing tablets, my foot. Why didn't you write to him, for crying out loud? Why rush straight over here?
I want to hear it from his own mouth.
Actually, I understand. I should tell you to stay put, but be careful, Aline, and call me if you have a problem.
Carnby, I have a problem.
Listen, you know, Edward Carnby had a double-barreled gun. That lady didn't know who her father was. Alright, what else do I do in this library? Okay, I know what to do. Oh, I remember that incident. Remember when... Remember back in the olden days? Uh-huh. Nostalgic for the for the internet of past time. Before the internet became a sad, boring place. Uh-huh. Uh-huh, that doesn't help me at all. Oh, nope. Okay, I have to go back to the library. Have to solve that puzzle where to push the books in the correct order. A++ video game. So, if I may, yeah, those Whiskey Media Classics day. Whatever happened to that phone? Jeez, big red phone. I mean, you're the one who called in during the Galgun stream, and we're like, Jeff, this is your parole officer. I remember that. That was like 10 years ago. We are old and dead. Honestly, I feel like this game is probably a little too well made to be completely dubious. Oh, I see. I see. That said, this game is the weird recursive influence thing, right? Like, this game is alone in the dark trying to be Resident Evil. When Resident Evil was influenced by Alone in the Dark. So it's like one of my favorite examples. which is, you know, Wasteland influenced Fallout, which then influenced Wasteland 1 and 2, or Wasteland 2. Alright, where's that third book? And so I think that's the most... Ah! 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 Did I win? Oh, that's right. Alone in the Dark Illumination. That is a video game that came out for Xbox Live Arcade. Who owns Alone in the Dark? Oh, right. Atari. Atari owns Alone in the Dark. So, not getting a new one of those. I don't think. Alone in the Speaker Hat. Alone in the Dark Atari Hotel. I think the worst thing I can say about this game is that it's mediocre as fuck. Like, by the standards of Resident Evil imitators, it seems less bad than I was expecting. Yes, this game has a baseline of competence that it does not deserve. I mean, the thing about the seventh guest is that the seventh guest is basically... Oh. Yeah, sure. Uh-huh. The thing about the seventh guest is that the seventh guest is nothing but a bunch of, like, logic brain teaser puzzles, basically. No, I was watching one Vinny Caravella play the 13th doll, and... Okay. Yeah, see, the seventh guest... Seventh guest is like... Everyone knows what the seventh guest is. Which is why you need to go extra mode. And, yeah, do 11th hour. Of course, the problem with 11th hour is that it is... I think it is post-DOS, so it might have more trouble running correctly. I will say, if we're operating this game based on the search for the worst adventure game puzzle, I don't think any of the ones here really qualify. Also, Atlantis has absolutely just ruined... Alright. I think if anything, this game just has a kind of a shitty Okay, bum. I am missing one thing. Where's the small rusty key? Okay. I am looking at your link. Uh-huh. Don't look at Twitter. It will just make you mad. $18.52. $18.74. $18.99. I don't know. I deleted all of my social medias. 1931. Now I can finally check out what's in the attic. Have you seen Voidburger's thing on like the ending of Firewatch? And like the reaction thereof? Because I feel like that's one of those things where like people are disappointed when thing is not like thing. Alright. Yeah, it's... Alright, then I'm not going to say anymore, because I just don't plan on playing Firewatch. Ba-ba-bum. There we go.
You're back.
Back? Who are you talking about?
But who are you?
The name's Carnby, Edward Carnby, and I'm here to help you.
Do not lie to me. You are here for something else. Are you with the young lady?
Aline? Do you know where she is?
Oh, she is most probably dead by now. You know, Mr. Carnby, of all those who set foot on the island, few ever got away. Obed told me he spoke to a man, it was last week, I think. Obed was sure the man was going to help us. Oh, Obed has always been gullible.
This man, was his name Fisk? Charles Fisk?
How can one be sure of anything on Shadow Island? I know you have come to harm my sons.
No, you've got me all wrong.
Go to the library and burn it all. Let the flames purify this hellish place.
But what about you?
I am already dead. Go to hell.
Carnby, I'm at the fort. There's some sort of planetarium here. It's incredible. The Mortons really dabbled in everything.
Yeah, with one goal in mind. Jeremy Morton had it built. It has something to do with an Indian ritual.
There's something here that looks like a control board. I'll try to get to it.
Aline, I gotta admit, you're handling all of this incredibly well. Aline?
Yes.
I reached the Circle of Stones. Abcanis Stellas. This is the place. I'm sure this is where I have to carry out the ritual. The only thing I'm missing is the direction.
Let me try and help you. Go to the North Stella and call me back if you find something carved into it.
I'm at the North Stella, and there's something carved into the top. A single mark.
Okay, that's exactly what I need.
Could you be a bit clearer?
I'd rather be sure for myself first. Go to the Southeast Stella and call me back.
Which Stella did you say?
The Southeast Stella.
Thanks. Aline, there are no marks on this Stella.
Okay. West Stella.
Are we going to go on much longer like this?
Do you want to try out your incantation or not?
That's what I'm here for. West Stella, 3 marks.
Good. Let me explain. I think that each of the markings correspond to a number. I'm in front of this control board. My idea is, if I enter the numbers, what with this being a planetarium, it should logically give me a direction.
Hey, I trust you.
So, go to the Southwest Stella.
Okay. Southwest Stella, 1 mark.
Now we're getting somewhere. East Stella?
I'm at the East Stella, 2 marks. I'm starting to feel this isn't funny anymore.
Spoil sport, we're nearly there. Northeast Stella.
Nothing on the Northeast Stella.
Okay, and now back to the Southeast Stella.
What? I hope you're not pulling my leg here.
If you don't want my help anymore.
Okay, hey, don't get all touchy now. Southeast Stella, nothing, obviously.
Hang in there, Carnby. The Southwest Stella, and it's over.
Southwest Stella, 1 mark.
Okay, like I said, it's over. Carnby, you'll never believe me.
But you know I believe every word you say.
If I didn't get this wrong, that Circle of Stones of yours just gave us today's date.
Uh-oh, that means...
That tonight's the night the gate...
can be opened.
Carnby, I don't feel so good.
Now's not the time to give up. I still need a direction.
Wait, I'm entering the date into the control board. It's incredible. Okay, the planets are lining up.
Which way are they pointing?
Well, towards the east, I believe. Yes, that's it. Towards the east.
Thanks.
Don't you think we're in over our heads on this one?
I've got no idea. All I know is I want us to get out of here alive, and you've got my word, we're gonna do it.
I'd really love to believe you.
Oh, Gulai. Hyper. Harness. Oh, Gulai. Hyper. Harness. Corna.
Oh, I've been muted. How long have I been muted? Fuck. Oh. This is what I get for drinking water, damn it. How do I rate that puzzle? I give that puzzle a 3.
Aline, it's Carnby.
So, Mr. Witch Doctor, how about that ritual?
Yeah, you won't be laughing when I tell you I recovered a statue and some kind of stone disc.
A disc that's about 10 inches wide?
That's right.
I need it. We absolutely have to meet right away.
Okay, I'll head for the fort. You come towards me.
Gotcha.
Alright, so based on the entirely random standard of this holiday series, is this game totally terrifying or only somewhat spooky? This is a binary rating system. Oh, cool. Yeah. Wire cutters, blue lens.
Johnson here. Johnson here. Johnson here. Come in. November 09er. Do you copy?
Hey!
Where am I?
Stop jerking around. Let me try and get you out of here.
My legs! The radio is dead.
Everything will be okay. Everything will be just fine.
The plane's sinking!
I'm telling you, everything will be okay.
I don't want to die!
Hey, let go of me!
Don't leave me here! Please, I beg you!
I said let go of me!
Go on. I'll never make it.
Sure you will.
I'm telling you, I'll never make it. Just promise me one thing. When you see Johnson, tell him something for me. Tell him his cover is blown.
Ah! Yeah, this game runs really well. Am I having a fun time? I mean, I've been streaming this for almost 3 hours, so I can say with some honesty, this is far from the worst thing I've played on stream in the last couple months. Is this like a mediocre as shit Resident Evil clone? Yes, it is. Uh-huh. Why does that skeleton have a dump truck ass? Anyway, is this better than Killzone 1? Yes. Uh-huh. You have to choose a young virgin. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. This game was on Dreamcast and Game Boy Color. Oh, we should play the Game Boy Color version. Yeah, no, this was on PS1 and PS2. I bet the PS1 version does not look as good as this. And funnily enough... Yeah, oh dear. Skeleton, hand, knife. Uh-huh.
I'm warning you. I won't hesitate to shoot.
Aline?
Carnby?
Carnby?
You scared the daylights out of me. I almost shot you.
She lost her jacket, and now she's just in this, tank top.
Do I detect a regret?
And you can see her nipples.
Do you have the stone disc we talked about?
And what will you give me in exchange?
Pervert
I see
Frenchman.
you're a real smooth talker, Carnby. Here, I found this. I have no idea what use it might be, but...
That rings a bell. How are you getting on?
I recovered the tablets, and I've got 2 statues. How about you?
I'm still missing some things. You seem to have acquired a taste for our adventures.
Get real. I just want to get out of here.
And now?
Now, I have to go back to the fort.
Good luck.
You too, Carnby.
What? time to play. Time to play. What they doing today? Time to play. Time to play. What do they need me to do today? All right. Okay. I see. See, look at that. I finally combined something for the first time in this miserable video. Ah! Ah! Satan! I'm just saying in Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, I did in fact fight Baphomet, so you know. Alright, how is that supposed to video game? How is that supposed to explain to me how this diddly darn thing works? There's one of the church's door, the other two is outside. Blah blah blah. Okay. What if I just did what the guide told me? So, pentagram. Nah, fuck this. I'm just gonna follow the guide. More. I see that sparkle, it means I can interact with it. Let me press the switch. Who I am, partner? I'm Eddie Carnby. I'm Ted Carnby.
Nervous system made up of a dark and shiny mass, about 15 inches long by 7 inches wide. Chaotic structure. React directly to white light, contracting like a pupil. I'm taking all the samples needed to carry out a biochemical analysis. I already believe it possible to assert that the main elements composing it are zinc and beryllium. As for the others, I'm mainly interested in their central crystalline structure. It's that structure that I need to extract and inject. Who goes there?
Alan, don't even think about it.
I could have gotten rid of you a dozen times at least, but I'd rather you have a taste of darkness while you're still alive. When my friends are done with you, your body will still come in handy for me.
You can tell he's the evil twin because he has the eye patch. Oh!
You could answer when I call.
Aline, I just ran into Alan right in the middle of one of his macabre experiments. He was up to his elbows dissecting... I don't want to know what.
Horrible. But where are you?
In an underground laboratory. It looks as though Alan's experiments require quite a bit of material. And corpses.
Corpses? Human corpses?
I don't know. He hightailed it out of there and cut off the power supply. I'm stuck here in the dark.
I found a floor plan. I think it's the layout of the lab. Wait, there's an exit just next to the operating table.
Okay, on my way.
No, that's no good. Come back the way you came. No, that's no good. Come back the way you came. No, that's no good. No, that's... No, that's no good. Come back the way you came.
I don't even know what you're saying.
No.
Oh, do I need another signet ring to go out? No, that's no good. Come back the way you came.
Straight ahead.
Yeah, okay. The doorway's blocked with metal bars.
Oh.
Alan must have set up an automatic locking system.
Wait. The plan includes the layout for all the lab's power cables. It must show where the locking mechanism is.
Thanks, Aline. You're a lifesaver.
Try not to make a habit out of it. Wait.
What?
The locking mechanism is outside of the lab.
Aline, we have to find a solution. maybe if I turn all these devices back on...
We could provoke an overload and free up the door.
Okay, let's try...
There are 2 tables with an experimental device on them. Follow the wall to the left of the door to find them.
Okay.
I hate this.
Okay, I'm turning on a kind of electric arc, but nothing's happening.
Wait. Keep going with the other devices.
I hope at least this will be of some use. The cells corridor.
Anyway.
All right. I don't really have much choice.
Leon, you have to turn the crank.
Straight ahead. Straight ahead.
Yeah, okay.
Leon, the crank is right in front of you.
Straight ahead.
Yeah. Okay, I just lit a projector, but I didn't get any of the promised overload.
Have some patience.
I'd like to see you try it.
The light switch is in the side room. Go back the other way and turn right at the intersection. Then follow the corridor.
Video game, what are you doing? You're drunk, video game.
Follow the wall. You can't miss it. Straight ahead.
Aline, you should see this. I don't even want to know what Alan... I just turned on some kind of laser beam. Okay, in theory, now's the time that something should happen. Nothing's happening. I'm gonna stay stuck here. That's it, it's working!
Oh!
Okay. Take the door to your left and cross the laboratory to reach the exit.
Thanks a lot. On my way.
You're telling me this game seems poor? Impossible. Telling me that this game seems like a mediocre Resident Evil clone that is baseline competent, but maybe not.
Carnby.
Yep. I love the sound of your voice.
Save the wisecracks for later.
Fuck off.
Where are you?
Thanks for your support. I've got 2 statues. And you?
Same. I also have 2 statues.
I went by Alan Morton's lab, and I'm starting to get an idea of Lamb's goals.
And what about your friend?
Fisk? I don't think these scumbags even gave him a fighting chance.
You mean the Morton brothers?
No, I'm talking about Lamb and Johnson. Fisk probably never even set foot on this damn island.
So what are you going to do?
First of all, I'm going to get us out of here. It seems that if I keep going, I should be able to reach the cellars beneath the manor.
When I was down there, I opened a trap that leads to the greenhouse.
Okay, thanks.
Like, they're clearly trying to do the Leon Claire thing. With the way you have different... areas they explore. I actually do wonder how different her thing is. Because if she covers a different chunk of game, that's cool. Anyway, I think these monsters look dumb. Bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum bum. Yes. Yes, this was...
Lamb, is that you?
Professor Morton, what a pleasure to hear from you.
Don't overdo it. Did you receive the documents?
Yes, and I wish to thank you for them. Say your brother's work has made great progress. His notes are extremely clear. I had the feeling I was reading a medical course for first-year students. However, I remain convinced that you could have sent me the contents of the writing tablet's translation a while back. You wouldn't have been trying my patience by any chance, would you?
Stop it. You sound like Alan. You've no idea what is going on here.
If I believe what is in your twin's notes, it must be close to hell, right? I sent you 2 of my best agents.
2 agents will never stand a chance. What we need is the entire army.
The army? The army? Don't get carried away now. You've managed perfectly well until now without my help, right?
You are a downright bastard. Come get me out of here right now.
Yeah.
Mr. Morton, I do not think you
seems like
understand
it was
me quite
meant
well.
to spawn a series.
Thanks to your brother and yourself, I have made great headway. For me, the great day is drawing near. As of now, you are of no more use to me.
Lamb? Lamb!
Does this take place in the same canon as the 2008 game? Okay, there is a door. But it is locked. Oh, I'm back here.
We have to. Quick! Alan is about to perform the ritual that opens the gate. I can feel it.
But can't you do something to stop him?
I am too old. I do not have...
Hey, don't quit on us now. We still need you. What are we supposed to do?
Recover the last statues and meet me in my people's sanctuary. That is where the gate is located. With some luck, we might get there before Alan does.
Why did you keep on working for the Mortons so long, without ever doing anything?
Have you never said to yourself, the time has not yet come? Well, that is what I told myself for 50 years. But now I know that my time has come.
What do you mean?
If Miss Cedrak is here, it is because some men meant her to be. You are here because a god meant you to be.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yes, I know. You came to Shadow Island for your friend. But think this over. You rushed here without even asking yourself any questions. To come here seemed self-evident. Fisk was nothing but the trigger, despite the deep friendship you had for him.
How do you know all this?
I, too, came here, Mr. Carnby, and since then, my dreams are like books in which the future is written. But not my future. Yours.
You're the chosen one, long-haired, trenchcoat man.
Aline? I met Edenshaw. We've got to find Alan.
I know. Is that all he said?
I have this funny feeling he knew all along that I'd come to him. I know this'll sound strange, but I feel as though I'm linked to what's happening here.
Kinda like deja vu?
No, it's deeper than that. Like shreds of some
Cosmic
lost
destiny.
Me, it's my whole past that's in shreds.
Past. You've been speaking to Obed Morton.
Yes. And he's not my father. But let's say I expected as much.
Aline, you've lived your entire life not knowing who your father was. A few more months won't change anything. I swear, if we make it out of this alive, I'll handle your case. But let me say this. Meetings like that are usually a big disappointment.
Remember when they had this puzzle in Resident Evil? Remember that part in Resident Evil where you push the statue? You push the statue down a hole, and then you picked up whatever the statue had inside of it? This game does. Oh, cool. Yes. If it ain't broke, push it off a ledge and grab what's left. I'm gonna see how much longer I have with Edward, and that will determine if we keep playing. Okay. I know what to do. Okay, never mind. I already grabbed that statue. But yep, now I have to go all the way back down through that underground passage. Okay, I am actually quite close to the end of this game. So, or at least, the end of Carnby's. So, guess what we're doing? Guess what we're doing, fam? We're finishing this motherfucker. I don't okay. This is going to sound mean. But, like, when ZP was talking about how someone thought this was someone's favorite game, and, you know, I understand inherently that there's always someone... Some game is always someone's favorite game. I understand that. I don't understand how this is anyone's favorite game. Like, is it just I was 12? Is that just every video game? Is that just every, like, this bad thing is my favorite video game? Is it just I was 12? And people aren't weird like I am and go back and ruin their old favorites? But, like, this game came out... If this was 01, then this came out 3 years after Resident Evil 2. And... just...
Aline? Oh, I see we both reached the same point.
We don't have much time. We gotta hurry. Or else our sacrifice will be useless.
Now you're talking like a native.
I feel like I've been entrusted with a mission.
Yeah, welcome to the club. There's a stela with some inscriptions over there. I'd like to know what it says. Follow me.
Like,
so, can you transcribe
it? The flow of a Resident Evil game and the way...
Yeah, I think I can.
Yes, this is after Code Veronica,
the
even.
Gate is now
Code Veronica's a better
thee.
game than this.
The gate that holds the darkness back in the folds of the earth. Thou who are about to open it, thou must know that the night pushes the darkness back into these caves, while the sun calls them out. Thus, if the gate is opened, whilst the orb of day casts its first light, the darkness will spill out across the world, paving the way for its creatures, who will then roam the surface of the earth, feeding off the blood of all the children of light.
That doesn't sound good.
You can say that again.
That doesn't sound good.
I think these must be the 7 gods of light.
Yeah, and that guy in the middle, that's gotta be Hecaton Kyres, the god of gods.
Hey, do you believe in that legend?
Hey, do you believe in this island?
Come on, let's hurry up.
Like, the way a Resident Evil game paces itself, and the way it is very much a continual exploration and expansion, whereas this game is literally just, hey man, one key, one door, and it is literally just running around the mansion finding one key. Okay. And like, the way Resident Evil games have ammo conservation, and the way Resident Evil games have inventory management as a large part of them.
I'm begging you, Alan. You have no idea of the consequences of what you're about to do.
Edenshaw. For years now you've been watching me, expecting this moment, just so you could see if your powers of witchcraft were still alive. But it's too late. You should have come begging long ago. You and I know that today is the day, or the night, actually. You're shaking. Yet you're like all the others, fascinated. I realize that only my father was able to fight the madness that courses through all of the Mortons, and that is what killed him. I am the one who killed him. And you want me to give up now? I've spent my entire life waiting for this moment. I never cared for your human world. My research has paid off. I have created a new being, a being with no conscience, no feelings, no pain. A being who will know neither doubt nor hope. Soon, my children shall rule the earth, and my brother, that coward, will be one of them. I know what this statue represents, and that is why I am taking it with me. You thought that by destroying my world, you'd fulfill your destiny? Don't expect me to let you have that happy end. Get out of my way. As for you, strangers, I know not what brought you here, but you too shall soon experience the taste of darkness and oblivion. Light has for too long ruled alone.
Just shoot him.
It is time for darkness to spill out across the world.
Shoot him, Karnba. Shoot him, Karnba.
Bonadza ternas guru helie zair Hecaton Kyres.
He opened the door. What? What?
I was expecting thee, warrior, for I knew thou would come tonight. Warrior, thou know not thy father nor mother.
Gigerland.
And thou were born on the very day my son passed away, wounded to death in his struggle against the world of darkness. I am Hecatoncheirus, the god of the vivifying light. And I have chosen thee to lead the struggle on thy world.
I'm in Gigerland.
From now on, thy battle is my battle. Through thy dreams I will teach thee. Tonight is to be your first challenge. Fail, and thy world shall disappear. Win, and it will be nothing but a reprieve. So shall be thy entire life. Let the light be thy guide.
So I'm Native American Jesus. I'm the chosen one.
Aline?
Boy, am I happy to hear your voice.
Aline, I had a strange dream. It was the first time I ever remembered one of my dreams.
That means you're on the right track. Where are you?
On a rocky outcrop, above an abyss.
You were lucky. Whatever happens, we've got to get Alan's statue back before sunrise. Eden Shaw told me that the waters of the springs had powers of healing. That's good news.
What? That seems pretty good. Whoa! Oh yeah. It's a flesh anus. As in what? I think if we just talk about the games we've covered for the podcast, it's going to be a bad time.
And now, you die.
Alan, no! Don't!
Oh!
Aline?
Carnby?
Alan just tried to kill me.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Nor the last. I'm starting to believe in my guardian angel.
Don't you think it's more like the gods of light?
That's an idea.
No doubt. No doubt at all.
The photoelectric pulsar. Okay. Lightning gun's pretty good.
wait!
I got to... Away from you, Eddie Carnby! Oh, how could he get away from me? Really good at jogging. Exactly.
If I had any time to spare, I'd congratulate you for your courage, but I'm running late. And it's also way too late for you, like for the others. Nothing can stop me now.
Look! Look what you did to your brother!
That's just the G monster! That's just the G monster! Video game. That's literally just the thing from the other video game.
Carnby? Johnson here.
What?
This is Johnson, Frederick Johnson.
But what the...
I've been listening in on your radio transmissions.
You damn... You better tell me what happened to Fisk, and I mean now.
I don't know for sure. I believe Lamb terminated him.
But what for?
Carnby, there's something you must know. I work, or actually I used to work, for the government. I was ordered to infiltrate Christopher Lamb's organization. But my boss was taken off the case. Someone double-crossed us, and my cover was blown.
Bullshit. Just tell me about Fisk.
I believe Lamb got rid of your friend because he knew too much about Shadow Island and the Mortons. You probably know that at one time Fisk was part of Bureau 713.
And you just let the bastard do it?
I didn't know what was going on, but even if I had, I couldn't have done a thing. Do you have the tablets?
Are you joking or are you just stupid? Don't tell me you didn't know Lamb has already retrieved the translation.
This is worse than I thought.
Just do your job and let me do mine. Over.
Why does this game have the most confusing mythology? Like, how convoluted do you need to make your video game where you fight spooky horrors from beyond the realm of human understanding? How hard is that? Every single enemy in this game is weak to taser.
Carnby, this is Johnson.
What do you want now?
I have to warn you that Lamb knows at least one more spot where... another contact point.
Oh, great. He knows where the gates are and how to open them. But what's he after?
I don't know, really. My mission was to find that out. I believe he wants to use the Mortons' work for his own benefit.
Come on, cut the crap. If you knew all that, why didn't you call me sooner?
I thought my cover was solid, but Lamb had me under surveillance. And when I tried to contact my boss...
Stop it. You're breaking my heart.
Listen, Carnby, I know I owe you one. Both you and Aline. I got in touch with a reliable friend of mine who runs a helicopter company. We'll fly in and pick you up in an hour or two. Can you hold on until then?
Oh, yeah. Over.
Boop. I need to know what score the game got on various outlets. I just realized something. Is Aline the character who is played by Tara Reid in the Uwe Boll movie? Because that's really funny if that was happening.
Carnby, where are you?
I'm in a very large room with gigantic, ornate columns.
Then you're almost there. Hurry up.
A very large room with gigantic, ornate columns. Ah! Natural bridge! Just like, gave up, huh? Just, I feel like this game gave up. On like... This game got a whole lot of 7s and 8s. Yeah, that checks out. Like, hey, if you're talking about graphic...
Holy shit.
me. Okay, that's really dumb. I found out how to beat this boss. And if you said, boy, it seems like this boss can't be defeated with conventional weapons, you'd be right. Oh no! Wait, did the game actually crash? No. No, it did not. Oh no! I am the Native American spirit warrior! What the fuck is that? You know? I'm gonna say, okay. Oh.
I have the statue.
Aline, over here. Everything's about to collapse. Run for it.
I accidentally skipped the closing cutscene. You know... Ho 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 ho. Yes, we all say... Oh, darn. Anyway, that was Alone in the Dark, the New Nightmare. I will not be playing Eileen's story. That game's not great. In fact, I would say it's pretty bad. But, now you know. I have done a service for mankind. And, I don't know, maybe we'll check out the Game Boy Color version, or something. But, yeah. Look forward to more spooky games in the coming weeks. Thanks, everyone who's stuck in here. I'm sorry. Bye.